Operating the UK's biggest and busiest container port isn't just about moving containers on and off the world's biggest ships. There are lots of background requirements that the port has to fulfil. The Port of Felixstowe has just completed a £3.7 million investment in a new ambient temperature examination area, where imported foodstuffs not of animal origin can be fully examined by Suffolk Coastal District Council's Port Health team. Their aim is to ensure that all foodstuffs entering the UK comply with our country's stringent regulations and that products entering the UK are safe in all respects. The port's investment also covers new offices for the port health workers, bringing them onto the same site as the inspection facilities.
It's been amazing to see the scale of the port operation here at Felixstowe. I remember a couple of years ago there was a big article in one of the newspapers, and it was a container ship saying, "This is bringing Christmas to the United Kingdom." And of course you've been inspecting figs today, which is very much part of Christmas. People always seem to buy figs and nuts at Christmas, but not other times of the year. It's good to know that goods coming in to the UK from outside the European Union, where they may not have the same standards of hygiene, they may not have the same standards of pesticide control or pest control, that you're here to be that first line of defence, protecting British people against goods that may make them ill or certainly could have long-term implications. So it's great that you've got this fantastic facility. I mean, it's all shiny and new, and certainly nobody could argue that anything could be cross-contaminated when they're in here. So it gives me great pleasure to pull this string, I presume, and I know you're going to put this on the wall afterwards, but I declare it officially open.
After the official opening, we had the chance to hear more from the Minister.
I've been very impressed today by all the facilities here at Felixstowe and the scale of the operation here. 44% of the containers coming into the UK come through this port. And I've also been impressed by this new facility, which means that food products, what we call ambient food products, in other words, not frozen things, that come in here can be checked at the first point. They can be checked, checking for contamination, checking for insects, checking for chemicals, pesticides in particular. So it's great that this is the front line, protecting the health of the British people from food products coming in from other parts of the world where the standards may not be as high as the ones that we have in the UK or indeed around the EU. Well, we have very strict rules, for example, on pesticides. I'm a farmer myself. We're very limited what we can use. We have what's called withdrawal periods, the time between using the pesticide and when the crop can be consumed. Now, that isn't the same around the world. Some of these crops that we can't produce here in the UK have to be imported, and it's important that we make those very important checks, as well as the checks that some of the supermarkets themselves may make. But it's important that, if these figs here are being sold in your corner shop, we need to be confident that they have been produced in a safe way and they're safe to consume.
The whole port health function at the Port of Felixstowe is carried out by specialists working for Suffolk Coastal District Council. District Councillor Steve Gallant is the Council's Cabinet member with responsibility for community health.
Felixstowe Port, really busy port. Suffolk Coastal District Council have a statutory responsibility to look after all the health and all the inspections of the stuff that's coming through the Port of Felixstowe, which, as we know, is a major thing. So this facility, which is a huge investment by the Port of Felixstowe, allows Suffolk Coastal's teams to be working in state-of-the-art premises. It is not only are the premises better, but the facilities around it, there's Wi-Fi, they've gone completely paperless now, and it really has aided the speed and thoroughness of the examinations that are going through.
Keynote with this is just the sheer volume that your people are handling, isn't it?
Yep, it's about volume, but it's not just about volume, it's about the professionalism of the inspections that are taking place, and the fact that if we want to keep Felixstowe Port the #1 port in the UK, which clearly is a benefit not only for the port but for the economics of a local area as well, then it's important that we encourage investment in these facilities. And this shows a real investment by the Port of Felixstowe, and with good equipment and good systems, we can make sure that the port remains viable, but as the inspections are carried out really quickly, stuff's moved on, back on the road, onto its final destinations.
And a final word from Port of Felixstowe CEO Clemence Cheng.
Well, we continue to invest in order to make sure that we are ahead of the game, and we also remain competitive. So a facility like this certainly will add to the strength of the port.
And we'll bring you more from the Port of Felixstowe when we have it.